Hello class, and happy belated 4th of July. I had been off of the boards from Sunday night until late last night because it was my daughter's first birthday. Here's a picture of my daughter. She's 1 year old. And then yesterday we had our 4th of July celebrations. You can see my hat. I hope you enjoy that. Hey, look, you guys have done a tremendous job on the work for Module 2. I've been impressed all around. I think these are the best annotated bibliographies that I've gotten out of the 4 times maybe I've taught this course online, so way to go. I wanted to talk a little bit about where we're headed. First of all, the chapter worksheet for this module, and I see we've already had one turned in, but the chapter worksheet is on analyzing a qualitative article, because I feel like a lot of us have got exposure to quantitative methods, but less so for qualitative. So grounded theory is interesting because typically you would do a literature review, and then from that literature review you would come up with some sort of theory that you would test against in qualitative research. You'd go collect your data, and then you'd talk back with the data that you've collected to that theory that you found in the literature, and you make findings. Grounded theory is completely different. In grounded theory, you research first. You have a question or maybe an idea of a question, and then you go out and you collect data, then you analyze the data, then you go look at the research, and maybe you collect more data, or maybe you're done. But instead of forming a theory to test against, you collect data and then form a theory, and then go back in the literature and see, does anything match what you found? So it's really interesting. I think it's a good choice. I think it's one that out of all the different types is something that you probably will not encounter too much in the future. As far as the lit review, clean up the APA citations, because some of you have to fix capitalization. One common mistake is that the volume number is part of the title. That does get italicized, and we don't need any of that DOI or retrieve from Merrick or any of that stuff unless it's a website and you don't have it from a journal. All that can be deleted. I think I pointed all those out. If you have any questions, let me know. I am going to be unforgiving on APA when I grade your lit review. I was pretty forgiving as I did it with the annotated bibliography. Unless you had what I felt was significant mistakes, I didn't take any points off. If you did not have peer-reviewed journal articles in your annotated bibliography and I decided to let them slide, and I let you know that because it was still a reputable source, see if you can spend just a little time trying to find one more peer-reviewed source, because that's the whole point of the class, is just not taking any information you find because it's easier first or it exists. It doesn't mean you can't use it, but a peer-reviewed source is going to be definitely weighted more heavily when someone reads your lit review. So to make it clear, on the lit review, what you're going to do is take the findings from each of the studies and you're going to connect them into themes. You're not going to list, study 1 did this, found this, study 2 did this, found this. Instead, you're going to talk about, well, in this study, they found this, which connects to the other study, which found that. But in a third study, it's a little different. Therefore, then you wrap up that paragraph and tell me what it all means. I'm not a fan of quotes, so paraphrase. But if you do use a quote, make sure that you internally cite it the correct way. I don't need page numbers for anything except for direct quotes when you do that. So theme, and then your commentary speaking back to that. This is a tougher assignment, like putting this all together. When you introduce the article for the first time, you need to tell me, what was the method? How many people were in the study? What was the sample chosen? What strategy they used to choose a sample? What did they use for data analysis? What method did they use for data collection? So you should work that into your introduction to the article the first time that you introduce the article. And so that might make the first paragraphs a little bit thicker or more information than the other paragraphs, but you just don't want to say, Fisher 2017 said this. It's not helpful for the reader. So you want to say something like, in his case study of 3 high schools and 15 students, Fisher found through coding and qualitative analysis in his case study, and then give it to me. So you don't need to have everything, but some of that can be lifted probably directly from the annotated bibliography, thus saving you some work. So I hope that's a good enough intro for Module 3. Welcome. We're 50% of the way through, and I think I'm going to close with a little picture. I think I have a visitor looking at me through the window. That's my daughter. Not sure if you can see her, but I told them to stay inside. They're excited. They want to play. So I'm going to go back and play. Hope you enjoyed the hat. Take it easy, and as always, I'll see you on the boards. Onward